Okay, so hello, welcome back to Gumade's Coins and Banknotes. And if you're into Nicaraguan coins, well, this is a series that you would need to get. So these are not the current coins. The current coins are the Cordoba, first issued in 1991, but they only issued coins in 1994. So that's the initial first coins. But these ones, if you read the Wikipedia article, it says that these ones are part of the current series of coins, but no, this was issued with the second Cordoba that was first redenominated at 1,000. So here's the first Cordoba, and the Cordoba is named after a conquistador, and the first Cordoba, because of the Sandinistas' mismanagement of the economy, it was hyperinflated. So in 1988, they actually redenominated 1,000 of these equals one of these. So this one had no direct correlation. So we have a value of 1,000, 5,000, 500, 250, 150 old Cordobas. And then we have this 500, which was, I would say, it was minted in 1987. So all these coins are single year issue for 1987. And they were intended to supplant these coins of the first Cordoba. But obviously, the inflation really took off because the government at the time was nationalizing a lot of things and collectivizing, because it was a left-wing government, I would say probably extreme left, and the current president of Nicaragua was the president at this time period as well. And his name is Daniel Ortega. So at the time he was authoritarian, and currently in Nicaragua he is also authoritarian. So we're starting to see another slide in the Nicaraguan currency because the government is mismanagement and it's corruption. So I wouldn't be surprised if in the future there's going to be another civil war in Nicaragua to get rid of the Sandinistas. So they were initially good. They replaced the dictatorship. They become authoritarian themselves. And then the people pretty much, if they did have a free vote, they'd probably just vote them out. So anyway, that's a bit about politics. So these coins are pretty simple. It just has on top, in God we trust, en Dios confimanos, and down below just says free homeland or death. So that's a typical communist motto. Not only communist, but it's also right wing as well. So these Cordobas, they just have a hat on the back, and that is the hat that was worn by an earlier precursor of fight against right wing authoritarianism, and that's this guy, and his name is Augusto Cesar Sandino. He was executed in 1934, and he did oppose the United States, but I have read that he had some respect for them. But he was executed by the military government of the time after peace talks, apparently, which is really sad. And you can see he's wearing a nice big hat. That is his, what do you call it? That is his signature, that big hat, and that's why it is also on these communist coins. So the first communist coins of Nicaragua had a profile of him with this signature hat that he has, and that's Sandino. So they took off the hat just to make the coins a little bit unique, so people don't get confused with them. So there were 7 denominations. We have the smaller aluminium coins, and these ones don't have any reading. We have 5, 10, and 25 centavos. So for the aluminium coins, this one is 15 millimeters, 0.72 grams, so not even 1 gram. The 10 is 17 millimeters and 0.92 grams. So we haven't even scratched 1 gram of metal yet. Okay, so the 25 centavos is 1.3 grams and 90 millimeters. Okay, the 50 centavos, 22 millimeters, 4.85 grams, because it's aluminium bronze, and bronze a heavy metal. You know, it might, like Slayer, actually Sepultura. Okay, the 1 Cordoba, 24 millimeters, 6.15 grams, and the 5 Cordoba, 26 millimeters, and 7.4 grams. So between the 5 and the 500, there was no denomination issued, and this coin is pretty strange. Usually countries issue at least 2 coins if they're going to issue hyperinflation coins. Like Germany issued it to a 500 mark, but this one is a 1.9 gram, 23.5 millimeters of metal. I would say it probably wasn't issued in 1988. It was probably issued probably 89, 90 at a later period. But it seems all these coins had a frozen date, and there is no actual banknote that I can see of this denomination. The smallest banknote that they issued was 1,000. And there is no mintage figure of this coin as well. So, but basically, the third Cordoba, which is the current currency that they use, had an exchange rate of equivalent to 5 million, and that was in 1991. So, one third Cordoba equaled 5 million. Second Cordoba. So, this one, 5,500,000, 50,000. This one had no corresponding exchange rate with this currency here. So pretty much the country is a third world country, pretty poor, and these coins, I would say if you go to Nicaragua, you can probably pick them up quite cheap. Majority of them probably didn't see that much circulation. I would say a good price for this one is probably at least $20. I did see one that was for sale or sold, and it sold for what, $10. But most of these coins you're going to find listed for a big price. But if you wanted to get one, probably get one of these. These are most of the coins except for the 500. I don't see any 500 Cordobas actually for sale on eBay. So they're probably a little bit harder to get. But all the banknotes are pretty much for sale. A lot of them are just overprints of earlier issues. I would say issues that were probably unissued, but had no corresponding good value, or previous banknotes like this 1,000 here that is printed on a 500,000 of the previous currency. Anyway, hope this helps you with your coin and banknote collecting. Let me know what you think. Pretty boring coins, but you know, what can you do?